live on YouTube in like a long time. Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you guys are doing well and in very good health. If you all are new to my channel, please subscribe for more cricket analyst content and random uploads. So my friends, it is that time of the year. It is CPL time once again, and you already don't know it's the second most watched cricket league in the world. And this year they've got new sponsors in Republic Bank Limited, which will be the title sponsors for the next 3 seasons, starting off with this year in 2023 till the 2025 season. And folks, the CPL bowled off today with title holders Jamaica Talibas facing off against St. Lucia Kings, owned by Indian Premier League's Punjab Kings, formerly known as Kings 11 Punjab. Now, my friends, following winning its third title last year in September 2022 in Guyana, following their victory over the Barbados Royals, this year both the Talibas and the Kings have made a number of changes, which I will go through right away. The Talibas suffered a blow before the draft, losing Rothman Powell, who was traded to the Barbados Royals, and despite his departure, the Jamaica franchise are still looking like a very strong unit they had just like last season. With Brandon King now taking over the reins as captain, they've also got a couple of return stars such as Pakistan's Imad Wasim and Mohammad Amir, and also joining them this season is recently retired English all-rounder Alex Hales, who will join up the Talibas once his commitments over in the 100 is finished. Now, also returning to the Talibas this season is West Indian all-rounder Fabian Allen, who will be looking to stake his claim back in the West Indies T20 team. And considering that the T20 World Cup is next year in the Caribbean, this year's CPL will be a huge one for most of the West Indies stars who are looking to stake a claim back into the Men in Maroon team, and especially for the youngsters too who want to make an impression as well. Now, speaking of Alex Hales, he recently retired from international cricket just about almost 2 weeks ago, following I don't know what I was gonna say. He will join Talibas once he is finished with commitments over in the 100 in England. And for the second straight season in a row, the Talibas will be playing its home games at a neutral venue neutral venues, across the Caribbean. The Kings, on the other hand, will be all but certainly out for revenge against the Talibas this season, following elimination last year in the eliminator stage of the playoffs. And on the other hand, the St. Lucia franchise are stacked with big guns and emerging players. Talking about emerging stars, I want to start with emerging stars. For the Kings this season, Matthew Ford is one to look out for the future. Recently, he was the leading wicket-taking bowler in the Global T20 in Canada for the Surrey Jaguars, taking 15 wickets in 8 matches at an average of almost 11, an economy rate of 6.43 runs per wicket in his team's run to the final. And he's going to have a huge role to play in the bowling department, and he can also whack it a long way to down the order. And there's another fast bowler to watch out for the Kings, and that's Jai McAllister, who was very impressive recently for West Indies a few months back when they toured Bangladesh for an unofficial test series, where he was one of the leading wicket-taking bowlers on the trip. And furthermore, he, in my view, is going to have a very good season despite not getting the chance to play today, he is one who can hit the deck hard and find his rhythm when required. As far as the foreign players are concerned, they've gotten they've got back veteran South African Fab du Plessis back as their captain, alongside Australia's Peter Hazoglor and Zimbabwe's Zulkanda Raza and Sean Williams. Now, both Raza and Williams were the two Zimbabwean match winners in the recently concluded ICC Cricket World Cup qualifiers, in which they fell short of qualifying following a heartbreaking defeat to Scotland. Now, Sean Williams was drafted into the team as a replacement for Dasun Shanaga, who is no longer available due to international commitments at the Asia Cup at the month end. And Chris Soule from Scotland replaces Bhanuka Rajapaksa, who is also unavailable because of that. As far as West Indians are concerned, there, such as Johnson Charles, who has a stand named after him at the Darren Sammy Stadium, he's back with the Kings following a stint with the Barbados Royals. And there's also returning players such as Alzarri Joseph, who is one of their main pace bowling weapons, who, mind you, his workload must be monitored after he had a very long series against India. Now, talking about the opening game, the Kings sent the Talawas into bat after winning the toss on what was a very good track for batting. The Talawas, they were bowled out for 187 in its allotted 20 overs. Brandon King continued his run of form where he left off from the India T20 series, 85 in the deciding game at Fort Lauderdale, which we will talk about right after I talk about the first game, which is long overdue. And today, he followed up that 85 with another half century, leading the charge with 81 runs in his first game as captain. While King scored most of the runs, the rest of the batters had starts but failed to convert them into something suitable. Ruston Chase was the leading bowler today for the St. Lucia Kings, with figures of 3 wickets for 39. But for me, the star of their bowling attack, other than Chase, was Alzarri Joseph, who had economical figures of 2 for 21 from 4 overs, and there was a wicket each for Ford and Soule. Now, talking about Alzarri Joseph, if you recall, in the T20 decider against India, he was very expensive, and this was due to the fact he was rested in the 4th game in which India won to level the series. And when he came back for the deciding game, he was out of confidence and was bowling rubbish all over the place. I'm glad that he has found his wicket-taking form back, and hopefully he can keep that up for the rest of the competition. And furthermore, as what I mentioned earlier, his workload must be monitored wisely. In response, the St. Lucia Kings fell 11 runs shy, finishing on 176 for 8 from 20 overs. Chase played a wonderful hand of 53 runs to back up his 3-wicket haul earlier on, and there was a couple of 20-plus scores from Johnson Charles, 24, and Sean Williams, 26, who were the second and third leading run scorers on the day. And there was also a cameo from the end from Roshan Primus, who I think made 30-something runs. He was the second leading run scorer. But in the end, the big guns such as Captain Fab du Plessis and Zulkanda Raza failed to fire. Pakistan's veteran all-rounder Imad Wasim was at the top of his mark today with figures of 3 wickets for 27 at an economy rate of 6.75 runs. And he was the man, beg your pardon, who took the big wickets of Faf Raza and West Indian youngster Melius, who fell to his vicious left arm spinning orthodox. Excuse me. In the end, Talawas have started its title defense campaign quite well, despite conceding a couple of late runs, and there was also 2 wickets in 2 balls for another Pakistani pacer in Mohammad Irshad, who was drafted in by the Talibans, and also he was one of the bowlers who was a part of Peshawar Zalmi's PSL squad earlier this year for, I think, PSL season 8 if I recall, and he did wonderfully well. He took the big wickets of Chase, and also what's his other batter did he go down? He took the big wickets of Chase and Ford in the last over. With that said, Talibans have started off its title defense campaign with 2 points and will be back in action on Sunday at 10 a.m. against the Barbados Royals in a rematch of last year's final, while the Kings will face off in its second home game tomorrow night against the same Barbados Royals side who bowls off its campaign tomorrow night from 7 p.m. at the Darren Sammy Stadium. Now, folks, we were talking about the West Indies India T20. I want to share my thoughts. I just really fast want to go through that because I didn't had any time to talk about West Indies India decider the other day, because lately I've been a lot busy both in and outside. But really fast, let me just go through it now. Over the weekend, West Indies for the first time in a very long time defeated India in a bilateral series following an emphatic 8-wicket victory at the Central Broward Stadium in Fort Lauderdale on Sunday, which was 4 days ago. Batting first, the visitors posted 165 for 9 from 20 overs, with one Indian batter passing 30 plus, and that was Surya Kumar Yadav, who went on to make 61, while Tilak Verma was the next top scorer with 27. Guyanese Romario Shepherd, who will once again represent the Amazon Warriors in this year's CPL, was the star of the West Indies bowling attack with figures of 4 wickets for 31, which is his best figures in T20 internationals. Akil Hussain, who was very economical at his very economical best as customary, had figures of 2 wickets for 24, and there were also 2 wickets each for Jason Holder. Chasing 166, Brandon King led the charge at the top of the order with an undefeated 85, and player of the series Nicholas Puran chipped in with 47 in a match-winning second wicket stand of 107 runs as Manny Maroon Eastwood target with 2 overs to spare, and therefore winning the series 3 matches to 2 and defeating India for the first time in a very long time. Now, Puran will represent TKR for the second straight season at this year's CPL, and let's hope Nicholas Puran also continues his magnificent run of form with the bat for the Knight Riders. Recently, he has been in top class form for MI New York in Major League Cricket and for West Indies recently against India. Let's hope he can repeat the same heroics for TKR this year. Now, I know I got a couple of more CPL news, but I will do it in a next live stream. So, my friends, I hope you all enjoyed tonight's live stream. I know I just did a live stream because the opening game just finished. So, folks, as I wrap up tonight's live stream, don't forget tomorrow night the Kings will be playing Barbados Royals in match number 2. Saturday, TKR bowls off its campaign at 10 a.m. against the St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots, and at 7 p.m. the St. Lucia Kings will be playing the Guyana Amazon Warriors, and that one is going to be a humdinger. So, folks, I hope you all enjoyed tonight's live stream. Remember, stay good, stay safe. Excuse me a sec. Let me check out some of my followers. Hello, how are you? And as who is GT? I have to deactivate the comments because they don't know who. Anyways, guys, so I hope you all enjoyed the live stream. I know it's a bit late, but better late than never. So, guys, I wrap up tonight's live stream. Stay good, stay safe, and we'll see you all on the next live. Cheers.